Welcome to a podcast 17 short. I am William, and with me today is Emanuel. You were supposed to say Emanuel.
Oh, I was waiting for you. Sorry.
You're supposed to say your name.
Emanuel.
I don't know how to say Emanuel.
We're
driving.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Actually, no, we're in a really elaborate
Green Street.
Yeah, and right now we are on I-75 north.
Salt Lake.
Right now, yeah, I can actually do it.
Oh my god. Please don't kill us.
So yeah, you said it's a short. Is it a short?
I don't know. We were gonna do a short, but I think now we're just gonna talk about this week's news.
Right. Well, I thought we should be doing next.
But before that, we should talk about what we did today.
Right. Well, first of all, we got up I got up at the ass crack of dawn, about 8 a.m. I forgot to notice though that it was 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Pretend
Last
time.
time.
Yeah, so Stephanie and I were spent watching Matlock for like an hour and a half.
So I got up and
Because Florida TV sucks.
What was really 9 a.m. I forgot to tell my watch because I lost hour, so I woke up 30 minutes late after being an hour late to my watch.
Yeah.
So I got there approximately an hour and a half late, which was great. And I tripped on the cat on the way down the stairs, so I really had a bad start to the morning.
He doesn't have a cat.
I do have a cat.
What's his cat name? What's your cat's name?
Well, it's not my cat. It's my roommate's cat, but it's...
I think you said your cat's name was Apple.
My cat's name is not... My cat's name is Poutine. Actually, the roommate's cat's name is Jinxie. Jinxie's a lovable little fella. Yeah, she's cutie. And she likes attention. So that means she sits in the middle of the hallway wherever there will be people, which means it's 8:30 in the morning, daylight savings time. I go to bed.
So this is pretty boring. Because
Well,
the question I asked you is what we did,
Wait, okay,
not what you did at 8 a.m. this morning.
Let me finish telling you about Jinxie though. So Jinxie, she's a cute cat, I just want to cuddle her and all kinds. Anyway, no, so I woke up late, got to your place, and then we drove an hour north to get here, which is
St. Petersburg.
Right, you can see it.
We're actually getting into a good spot.
Right.
Here we go. Look at this, beautiful.
Yeah, bad boy out the window. Either view of...
Don't put my phone out the window. Even though it's fake, don't do it.
Put a little bit out the window. Yeah, you can see St. Petersburg. This is where I lived my entire life.
Oh, you should film the Half-Life symbol on the back of this card.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little...
It's backwards, obviously.
Well, yeah, we can do post.
Oh yeah, post we can flip it.
That bad boy right there. Well, yeah, this is my car. You're sitting right now. Welcome to podcast 17 to my amazing automobile. It's a 1.5 liter.
Nobody cares. So what we did today was we went kayaking.
We did.
We did unnerdy things. We kayaked in here.
Right there. There's
Somewhere
where
here.
we were.
Pretty much.
We were in the bay. We did it.
You go into your little Google machine and type in Gulf of Mexico in it.
Yeah, that's where we kayaked. It was really tiring.
It's near Mexico.
And the guy was like, "Have you ever kayaked before?" And Stephanie and I were like, "No." And he was like, "You guys are fucking stupid." And then
You could die.
And
And then he was like,
I'm not
"Well,
fucking
go ahead."
dead.
And we were like, "Okay." So we took this kayak with no direction, and it was like, we went on the bay, so that's cool.
It was fun. Yeah.
Oh, we're getting up to a toll booth. So
Right.
I don't know if you can film in toll booths. We're gonna tell them to keep the change.
Yeah, well.
I better get my seatbelt on and sit down.
Really? I'm gonna tell the guy to keep the change. This is hilarious.
So this was a joke that we've been running. And then, okay, so after kayaking, we went to eat at this Mexican place. What's it called?
TJ's.
TJ?
Tijuana's.
Tijuana Flats.
Tijuana Flats.
Right.
And I got wicked diarrhea.
Wicked. So wicked. This is really elaborate green screen, man.
It is.
Where?
we got actors. They're coming up. So.
It's where Emanuel keeps his money if you ever feel like robbing him.
Are you gonna tell me to keep the change? Oh, this guy here.
Hello. Keep the change.
Sweet.
It's funny because there's no change. That's
There
why it's
isn't.
funny.
It's exactly $1 bill.
Okay, so
I might have given him a 5. You never know.
so then we went to the Salvador Dali Museum.
No. Well, yeah, we went to go eat and then we went to.
Yeah. And
We saw some art, right?
yeah, we saw some stuff.
Still don't get art. Still confused generally by art in whole.
Really, our expertise isn't in art; it's in video games.
Well, yours. I play Call of Duty once in a while. Sometimes my mom lets me play Modern Warfare on the Xbox. Otherwise, you're the more expert.
I guess so.
Well, we were talking. No, wait. On the car ride on the way here, we were talking about Gray, right? The beta that I played.
Yeah, we played the beta Gray. I haven't played it yet.
Well, because you're terrible at everything, but you did play that
Crash.
Right, in that other 89-69 game. Something 87.
1187?
1187.
That's not scary.
Right. No, you said you walk down a corridor. Right? You walk
I
down a corridor.
played that game. That was
No.
that's
You
right.
played SCP-87,
Right.
not
Yeah.
1187.
Because
But that's what he meant.
Yeah, because you're a little girl and you can't play some
Yeah, so
games.
Stephanie played it, which you can check out on our YouTube channel. There's a Let's Play of Stephanie playing SCP.
More beautiful scenery coming at ya.
Well, also on our YouTube channel, listeners, is HD video of Jinxie walking up the stairs. So that's available for viewing.
So I'm gonna have to give Emanuel the password to our YouTube channel.
Right, so I can update.
And he can.
I would not do that. I would strongly advise against that.
So what we're gonna do is I got Emanuel's phone here, and I'm on
Before
data.
we go,
We're not going anywhere. We're gonna do a show.
look, listeners, you see that bridge? That's what we're going to go over. We're going to give you the view of what it's like to be in Florida on
Right.
a beautiful
As
bridge. Yeah.
we do a show.
There's the bridge,
Right.
right?
So
You can Google it, the Sunshine Skyway.
it's a Tuesday right now, so there's not a lot of news this week.
Tuesday at 4:30 p.m.
4:30
Right.
p.m. Eastern
It
Standard
should be
Time.
3:30, but we'll get into that later.
But I got some news here already
Right.
from Land of Generation.
Bring it out, buddy.
And
Oh, by the way, did you see the Aurora Borealis? Damn, that thing is broken. We're actually going to go right over it as we go to the bridge.
oh, the bridge. Yeah.
Right,
So
go.
so I got some news here from Land of Generation and ValveTime.net. So first off, some news from last week was GDC was last week, right? And the big question was whether or not Valve was going to release a Steam box. Did you hear this, Manuel?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a lot of rumors going around because Valve was patenting like special controllers that you can like interchange some little nubs to different things. So then people thought that Valve was going to release a Steam box, sort of like their own console platform, which was cool. But it never happened at GDC, so they basically confirmed that there is no Steam box in the works. But would you buy a Steam box?
Well, I don't really get it bringing nubs to control.
Well, they patented a controller that you can like take the little joysticks off and replace them with other things, with like different types of thumbsticks.
For what?
I don't know, for anything really. I guess I don't know, like for different types of thumbsticks. There's a picture. I'll try to cut in a picture of it, but I don't have one.
I don't know what it is, so no, I wouldn't buy it.
No, but it's more than just that. Would you buy like a console system that you can hook up to your TV and get your Steam games on and stuff like that?
Okay,
Steam
so
box.
you've heard of a Roku, right?
Yeah.
Roku. It's like a Roku video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a Steam. Yeah, it's like a Valve gaming console.
Yeah.
So PC is what you're saying.
Yeah, so basically the
Okay, so it's a PC you can't leave porn on or do your homework with. So what good is it really? I mean, genuinely, I think we're moving towards a media center type thing where you just have a big ass art where ideally you just plug it in and wham. But I mean, yeah, I guess I would if it was really cheap, like $20 for a $300 PC or a $500 PC. Then yeah, I guess I would.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that's not the works. They haven't said no.
Well, I think what they really should be going after is like hardware. I mean, portable hardware, like gaming, portable gaming. Now, I mean, if I had like an iPhone-sized device that I could like half-life to on.
I think that's going to be the future.
Well, okay, well, work on it before you game. Jesus, you have all the resources in the world and you can release some video games also.
And also last week, Gabe Newell was announced as like the 824th richest person in the world. Yeah.
He's really not that rich.
He's worth like $1.5 billion, according to Forbes. Yeah. I think it's 1.5, or maybe 2.5. I don't know what it is. We talked about it last week. It's like it's less than 3, but more than 1.
There's not a leeway in there. You've got plus or minus into it.
Yeah,
It's
but-
just a couple million.
But what do you think of that? Valve isn't an IPO, so they're not publicly tradable.
Well, I like it. I like that. Well, this is the, we were just talking about this earlier. Because of Half-Life 2, you can see it. Half-Life 2 rushed. There was a lot of content that should have been there.
Because it was being published by Vivendi.
Published, right? But now they can put two fingers to the tosses and say, well, we'll do whatever we want. You know, if we want to release Ricochet, so be it. Ricochet has been released.
They can do whatever.
Right, which gives them the leeway to take 16 years to release episode 3.
Yeah.
Which I'm not for or against, but
Yeah, there's positives and negatives to not having an external publisher.
right.
To call the shows. Okay, so let's check out some of the other news. I can like
So yeah, going back to what we were saying earlier, yes, I would buy a Steam box. It's really cheap and it fulfilled some need that I had, which would be ideally a portable gaming console for me.
Okay, so also on Lambda Generation, there's like a unbelievable 19-minute opposing force speed run, setting the new world record for opposing force run through.
My favorite of the Half-Life 1 series.
Yeah, I think it's everybody's favorite of the Half-Life 1 series. It really is a great game. If you guys haven't played Opposing Force, you definitely need to, like right now. Stop watching us. Do something better. Okay, so this is new. I actually haven't heard of this at all. I just read it like 20 minutes ago. Counter-Strike Global Offensive to receive post-launch zombie mod DLC as an official game mode.
That's when you know a game is crashed. And burned is when they're copying the fucking a terrible IP they're copied off of them. So Counter-Strike came out, right? And then Call of Duty copied them. And then Counter-Strike re-released and then copied Call of Duty.
I guess so, yeah. So it says here, hold on a second. It says Gun Game. We all know Gun Game is being included, which is called Arsenal Mode, right? You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool because it's out now. You can actually play it if you're part of CSGO beta. You can play Arsenal Mode. It was released last week. But we all know there's one CS server mod that's much more popular and possibly more enjoyable. It says we posted this. Vic, of course. Just like Gun Game, it's made its way to all sorts of third-party games across all sorts of platforms. And of course, he's talking about the zombie game mode. So I guess, where's the official release here? I gotta wait for your slow. You're on Edge.
Right. Which is not cutting edge at all.
So
While we're waiting, check out the blue team.
oh yeah, he's got the blue team.
Hopefully Emanuel can still drive while I have my arm over his shoulder.
Oh no, he's gonna hold it.
Good.
Oh, it's all fake anyway, right?
It's not. What do you mean it's fake?
No, but it's green screen.
Right, yeah. We
Yeah.
really have nothing to worry about to begin with.
Yeah. Our safety is really not at risk. Please don't kill me in virtual reality. I'd appreciate it.
So I guess this all came up in a Twitter post. Somebody said, "Can you include zombie as a standard game mode?" And then their answer was, "We have talked with some of the guys supporting this. We'll have them ready to go as soon as we can, but it will be post-launch." It's rather vague, but it definitely sounds as if zombie mod might be just implemented as an official CSGO game mode after the game's released. So we might be looking at it to fall or winter. Really? I'm not a fan of zombie game modes in first-person shooters, are you? Like Nazi zombies, Call of Duty.
I mean, Left 4 Dead was barely interesting for me. So, I mean, I don't know if I would willingly pay X amount of dollars to, do it okayly in a Counter-Strike realm. That's stupid. And the funny thing is, like, it's not that big of a deal, and I don't think Go is a big of a deal either. I feel like it's a waste.
Have you played it?
Yeah, we played the beta.
You're in the beta, right? You need a beta copy? Yeah,
you're in the beta.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I got you a key or not.
Yeah, you did. And it's a waste. Waste of time, waste of effort, waste of resources.
I find it enjoyable. What are you doing back there?
Putting on my seatbelt because we're coming up to the toll bridge.
Oh no, there's no toll up here.
I thought there was.
No.
Nope. Okay.
999.
Taking my seatbelt off. Getting back into videographer mode.
So, see, I find CSGO interesting. I actually find it enjoyable.
I played Counter-Strike for 5 years. It was all I needed. I think let Activision and Infinity Ward, whatever, let them do the remakes every year of the same game. Valve, on the other hand, should stick to their policy of being ingenuitive and making cool things that people want to buy.
Do you think Valve is trying to resurrect like a type of genre? Like, of course, Counter-Strike goes in first-person shooter. But do you think they're trying to resurrect like an old theme of first-person shooter? Do you think it'll be successful?
Well, it could be. I mean, look at what ID did with Quake 3 Live.
Yeah, Quake Live, yeah.
Which I think is awesome. And they took out portability thing, but then next level, so you can play it on a laptop or wherever you are.
Yeah.
And it's great. You don't have to have the CDs. It's just super easy. You just plug it in and wham, you're playing your most beloved first-person shooter. So I'm all for that, but I don't think they're approaching it properly.
Yeah, I think.
And I don't feel like Counter-Strike's the right way to go about it. Like, Gooseman himself is already working on another game that's supposed to be a Counter-Strike remake, so what's the point?
Yeah, it's called Tactical Interventions. You can look that up.
Really, Counter-Strike was always successful because it came at the right time during, during not only the internet's like, but also at a time where hardware was just able to start playing get all these games. So it seems like it was a trifecta of success. Now they're trying to raise price for something that's barely.
So you think it was just conditional? Counter-Strike success was conditional?
If Call of Duty and Counter-Strike came out at the same time, let's be honest, Counter-Strike would have won because Counter-Strike, first of all, was a beta for like 6 years.
Really? You're going to make that argument?
Yeah, I mean...
Do you think Call of Duty is a better game as opposed to Counter-Strike?
I think it's more fun.
Really?
Now it is for me. I mean, but that's relative because I played Counter-Strike for 5
Yeah, okay,
years.
totally, you're right.
But on the other hand, I mean, I feel like the first ones will always be better. Like Unreal Tournament is a better game. Quake came first though, so of course it's going to be more popular.
Yeah. Okay.
It's hard to say. I think that right now our generation of games, right? So our Quakes, our Counter Strikes, our whatever games we played way back are empty now. Like you don't see. There's no Unreal Tournament. Like there's no UT3 Bomb. There's no Unreal Tournament 3. Counter-Strike is still divided between 1.6 and Source, of which are 24. There's stuff that can fill that gap. And even now, MMOs, like World of Warcraft is stale. What's the next MMO?
Roller another Star Wars Old Republic.
But it's not nearly as good. And it doesn't have weapons.
It's getting there. I think it's getting there, but
not just like that. That's I feel like a genre that hasn't been successfully taken care of yet.
You think the FPS RTS hasn't been successfully taken care of?
No way, man.
Okay. Alright, what else is here? Let's see.
Well, I mean, what was that game we interviewed and I said it should be $10?
Oh, I can't remember.
It was, God, what was it? Nuclear Dawn.
Yeah.
He was not happy about that.
Yeah. Okay, so I haven't read this whole article. It's called A Call for Communications Mosaic for Valve. So, there was the Call for Communications, which was a red letter day, as they called it, where...
What is a red letter day?
It's from Half-Life.
No, it's an old expression.
Is it?
A red letter day means a spectacular new day, a spectacular unique day.
Okay. Anyway. You're not part of this podcast, I think.
What was a red letter day?
Anyway, so they got over 13,000 fans playing Half-Life 2 at one time.
What?
So the idea was, Gabe said in an interview that Valve develops things people are interested in. That's how they decide how to make their games. So they decided to do a call for communications and get a whole bunch of people playing Half-Life 2 at the same time, so it'd get to the top of the Steam rankings, right? So they got 13,000 people at one time.
Just put that in perspective, there are 100,000 people at any given moment playing Counter-Strike, and they got 13,000. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
Right, and that's the thing that Glenn was saying. That really, in perspective, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, they brought it up.
If they had if they had 150,000 or let's say 1 million people playing it, then yes, I'm sure Gabe would notice, but otherwise he's not going to.
So anyway, the thing here is that they're doing something different now. It says here in this limited generation post, this time the call for communications organizers are calling on all Half-Life fans to create an image or take a photograph of anything Half-Life related, although obviously with a personal touch, showing how much you love and miss the Half-Life series. Consider using the group's icon, their Gmail cutout, somewhere in your image. The deadline is the 1st of June. And of course there's some rules that you can all check out. Once the deadline has been reached, each and every image will be combined into some sort of Half-Life post save. It'll be uploaded to the net. There'll be high quality versions. And then they'll send it off to Valve, I guess. Think it's worth it? That's a lot of work for somebody to do.
What is? I mean, what good can come of it? As well as game and say, oh my god, I've been sitting on this nest egg. This game, it's been done now for 2 years. They never released it. Why would I? God, I have to release it, or else the world will literally end. What good can come of it? Like, it's gonna start. It's gonna buy invest in Wish and start whipping the fucking developers. Like, faster. The fat.
I think they're still going to do whatever they want to do. It's not going to make a difference.
Right. That's you know, that Gabe never led the, well, I'm not Gabe, but I'm saying the company never led the man who derived the product. They led just right at the time. So I don't think it matters. Listen, if you really are that antsy, pick up a hobby, honestly. Learn
Or do what we do. We just talk about it all day.
Talk about it, uncello, get a girlfriend. There's like 6 things you can do before you have to worry about writing a letter of like 2 episodes of 3 creators.
Really, I'm not that anxious for it. Are you anxious for it?
No, because it's like it's that bittersweet feeling where like for every day of waiting, that's 1 extra minute of awesome just fucking shoved in there. So honestly, I would wait until the end of my life, but if I knew it was gonna be like 150 hours long.
I don't know it.
If I knew it was gonna be 150 hours long, but okay, the agreement also says that I'm not gonna spontaneously die and miss the opportunity, right? If I die at 70.
It's sad. I think about that almost every day. There are people who have been waiting for the Half-Life series but have died. Isn't that sad?
You know what? That's true. There are people who are like, oh man, it's another bright day. I can't wait. Yeah, so oh my god, is that a train? Oh god, that hurt. That's it. You love like 2 loving children and wife and all. You miss opportunity for the next time. That's gonna be sad.
What else we got here? I don't know if there's much else at this point in terms of news. Let me see. That was the last of the Lambda Generation articles that I got here. Over at Valve time. Oh, fuck, I gotta wait for your phone to reload the page.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, it's coming.
Dude, the beauty of editing will bypass this bit.
Counter-Strike Global Offensive delayed until summer, so we talked about that last week.
Right, which approximately, raise your hand if you care. Okay.
I thought it was coming out, like, in summer. I totally forgot that it had a release date, to be honest. And the reason for that, though, get off my high horse, I guess, is because I have a beta already of it, right? So I'm already playing it, so I don't really care.
If you want to play the beta, right, go home, fire up Counter-Strike Source, and then switch your eyes a little bit.
Add some dust.
Add some fog, you're playing CSGO. Get a fucking shade, you're set.
And you can get some weapon models. You can get, like, a Bison weapon model.
Can you believe you can do that? Because really, what, the only thing that changes the maps, even then, you can just go to a custom map server.
Yeah.
Wait, if you really want to play CSGO, let's go make a CSGO.
I don't know, but I would bet, I'm not saying this out of any professionalism, but I would bet that there's some modifiers, like server mods, that turn CSGO into something more like 1.6. Or CS Source into something more like 1.6. Are there? You know, I
probably. I mean, well, why would you move? It's right there.
What else we got in here? More walkthroughs enabled. I guess Valve Time had posted some walkthroughs. Arsenal mode. Also, if you're not in the CSGO beta, there's hope for you because Valve has added 10,000 more people to the beta, which is good. Good for them.
Congratulations, you added 10,000.
So if you're in there, also if you get invited, check your Steam gifts and see if there's another invite because you get like a free invite. Some of you, I don't know what the exact stipulations are for that.
Let's not tell anyone that this is the same source.
Oh, this is what I want to talk about. We talked about this last week on the podcast, but I want to hear your ideas. You play Portal 2, right? Yes or no? I don't know. Sometimes I don't know about you, Emanuel.
Am I a warm-blooded living?
Okay, so he's played Portal 2. Last week at GDC, Valve, I think it was Aaron Papa and Chen had a talk about some things that weren't in Portal 2. Originally, Wheatley was going to die like almost immediately, and you would gradually meet new spheres as you go throughout the game. Yeah, and there'd be like different spheres with different personalities. For example, to give you an idea.
But once they got Stephen Merchant in and he did his first lines, they probably thought, no, we got to keep Stephen. This is amazing.
So to give you an example of one of the spheres, there was a Morgan Freeman sphere.
Oh, did they actually be able to get him?
Well, no. The idea was there was this sphere, and he was contained to this one room. So he knew everything about this one room, like every inch, where all the dust was, everything crazy, right?
Yeah.
So when you take him out of his one room, he's just like starstruck and like awed at how much there is in the world.
Yeah.
But he starts analyzing these things around him and like really starts nitpicking at little things that you wouldn't normally notice because he's so used to like analyzing things to a minute
That is
level.
really cool. I like that.
So these are the types of spheres you would sort of encounter as you embark on Portal 2. But this was cut, and as we know, at the end of Portal 2, there's some spheres you meet at the end when you're battling. Was it Wheatley? Yeah, when you're battling Wheatley, you.
Spoiler alert.
Well, give me a break. There's like the adventure sphere that you meet, and a whole bunch of others. So anyway,
Space.
there's the space sphere at the end. I like space.
Space.
So I think that would have been really cool if they added all these new spheres.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I love Wheatley so much that if they had taken time out of Wheatley's, if they had taken out of the Wheatley time, I would not have gone for that. But I would have. If it had ended up in them adding another few hours of the game or adding more dialogue with these spheres, then yeah, sure. But then you run into the problem of because there were only three characters in Portal 2, you felt so close to them, right? Like, so you felt so close to Wheatley, what's her name? GLaDOS, and then old guy.
Shit.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
What's the guy's name who found it after science stuff? Come on, you played it too. Oh my god.
I am.
Really?
What's his name? Come on. Oh my god, this is
sad.
embarrassing.
Very
It's embarrassing. Hold
Anyways,
on.
because you own three characters.
Well, what's her name? Because that'll help me.
Her name was Caroline.
Carolyn, yeah. Mr.
Fuck, it's like on the tip of my tongue. This is sad. This is what happens when you look up the internet.
Use the iPhone.
No, I'm not gonna use this. Look at
Yeah, well, I don't know who it was, but the point was you
I
had
can't believe we can't remember his name.
you had the three characters, right? And you just sort of felt really close to them for it. But
You did.
and I think like Portal 3, I'm sure we'll go into this idea later, but it sounds really fun. And but this plays more into I'm more passionate and have more interest in the writing and the characters now than I do, especially for Portal, because it seems like a vessel for the
Cave Johnson.
Cave Johnson. Yes.
And who was?
I didn't look it up.
I know.
Someone of the podcast 17 staff wrote that they didn't like Portal 2.
That was Vic.
Vic said he didn't like it because he obviously doesn't know anything.
No. Vic has a valid argument. Vic says that the game was really dumbed down, and I want to get to this. I was going to save this comment. So I want to talk something first. That was also kind of Portal 2. That they had multiple endings, and not to the way like you reach the end of the game and you get a decision factor. Like they had some logistics in Portal 2 where you can actually finish the game within 5 minutes, and it seemed like an ending to people. Because if you remember Portal 1, there were people who just stood on the platform and just let themselves get burned to death and turn the game off. They thought that was the ending. So the developers of Portal 2 thought that was really interesting and said, well, why don't we add more things in the game like that and see if people are content with just finishing the game after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and have all these different types of endings throughout the game where you can just prematurely end the game. But they cut all that out. And the argument that I wanted to say about that was that, what Vic says is that Valve really made the game dumbed down to make it more accessible to everybody. I think that's his primary reason why he doesn't like Portal 2. But wouldn't that be cool if you could finish the game in 5 minutes?
Yeah, obviously.
That'd be badass.
Yeah, but then you would.
There'd be so much replayability in
Well, if you
this.
spend $50 in 5 minutes, that means you spent.
Yeah, but us as gamers, we would know that there's more. You have to do something
If I show my
different.
mom this game, then she's gonna lose her shit when she finds out.
Well, and that's the argument. That's making the game more accessible for other people. So do you lose something then if you try to make the game more accessible?
I think Vic's falling into the same the same problem, the same fallacy a lot of people fall under is that, you know, more difficult is better, which I don't find true at all. I mean, think like this: the best art or the best music or the best anything is made under heavy constraints, right? So like, you know how, okay, it's hard to explain, but anyways, the point is when you're given criteria and you have to work within that criteria, it makes it better because it gives you a reason to become ingenious or find new and interesting ways to do stuff, right? So what if Valve had no challenge? Like, okay, we'll just make a game for the hardcore people. Like, okay, well then everything's gonna be really hard, and whenever we have a problem, we'll claim it that the game, you know, that they're not good enough. Which is what they spend a lot of time doing. And when you play through and see you know, the commentary, you can see how much time they put into making stuff enjoyable and accessible. So
you think it's a good thing?
Well, yeah, I mean, well, I'm not saying make it easier. And by the way, you can set different settings for difficulty, so get over it.
But it's not just about difficulty. It's not just about like how hard. I mean, there's no enemies in Portal, so you can't really set a difficulty like your typical definition of the word difficulty.
Here, let me give an example. So there was a graphic designer in New York who was given this task by the New York Times to create a signage for the front of the building, and it had to be like 40 feet long by 6 feet or something like that, or 12 feet, and it had to be well visible at night, but it couldn't be lit, and it had to be sort of not too noticeable or outstanding because it was next to Times Square or whatever. Given that criteria, I mean, how do you make something stand out without being too much of an eyesore, without lighting? So he wanted for a while, and he had no idea what he was going to do. So one day he walked by the building and saw some holes and some signs, and noticed because they do that for the ventilation, whatever. And he noticed that light comes through those. So what he did was he took a regular sign, made it metal, and then halved it. So that way, when you look at it, the light comes into the building's natural office lighting, right? So he solved this problem in a really ingenious way because he was given constraints. Would he have ever come up with that idea if they hadn't said, by the way, you can't do this or this or this? And in the same way, when we say to Valve, okay, well listen, I want to play it, but I also want my grandpa to play it, they're going to come up with new game mechanics like portals that are really fun and interesting to a player, but at the same time, not so hard that, you know, regular Joe can't figure out, which is the way it should be, right? I mean, I can see his argument of like it's like comparing a Disney movie to an Akira Kurosawa movie. One's more difficult to read or assemble than the other, but I mean, let's be honest, who didn't like Toy Story?
Yeah, and I know, that's true. And the other argument that Vic is making, that there's so many different features in Portal 2, like you have the gels, and you have obviously you have the portals, but you have all these different, like the beams as well, and the funnels, but none of that was really expanded upon. You have like all these introductions to these new mechanics, but Valve never expanded upon that. And maybe that's what you're saying. Maybe that's just because they're keeping it simple, but they're keeping it fun at the same time.
Well, and you know, I'm kind of disappointed that Portal was only as long as it was. I mean, Portal was really short. Portal 2 wasn't that in comparison, but I feel like
in comparison to other games, it was short.
You know, I risk the Legend of saying this, but if they released Portal 3 before Episode 3, I'd be fine with that.
I'd be fine with it too, to be honest.
If they've released another 5 hours of Portal 3 to keep me going up until the next Half-Life 2 Episode 3, I would be up with it.
And what about the amount of story in Portal 2? Because
I loved it.
I loved it.
I wish there was more, and I think Vic should go jump up on really fine. Because honestly, like, those writers are fucking brilliant. Those writers, the voice acting, everything, it was perfect. Like, that game had better voice acting and storytelling than 95% of the movies out there.
Yeah.
Genuinely. I mean, go watch the new Eddie Murphy movie. And it's where it's not even interactive. It's the lowest rated movie of all time. And, you know, and they spent millions and millions. I mean, the budget for that movie was probably just fourfold what Valve had for Portal 3, you know? But I feel like this is also personal preference. I feel like games are a vessel for stories for me, whereas people who play Super Meat Boy aren't playing it for the story, you know?
No, of course. They're playing it for the mastery of it all.
Right. And on another note, I would just like to point out Baldur's Gate series, they were like 150 hours long.
Yeah.
Right? Why can't Valve do that?
That's true. I don't know. I don't know.
This is why they had a career fair, because they need to hire more people instead of the 19 people they've got working in the office. Which,
No, there's a lot of, wait a minute, there's a lot of people at that.
They have a lot of people, right? But they also have like massage tables and like full service game rooms and ping pong tables, and their desks have wheels on them. Where are you going that you need wheels on? Work, alright? The cafeteria isn't going anywhere. Sit your ass down and go to work. If I owned Valve, your chair would be bolted to the ground. And there would be electricity running through it at all times, right? And you would complete the circuit. So the second you stood up, you were shocked. Okay? So at 9 a.m., the electricity starts flowing. At 5 p.m., the electricity turns off. That's it, alright? We will come and shovel food into your mouth at regular 4-hour intervals. Get to work.
You would be the worst.
I would be the best. And listen, Gabe, if you're listening, I will be more than happy to come as your productivity manager at Valve. I will whip them up into shape. I am not afraid to whip that whip.
All right, so I guess that's it. You have anything else you want to talk about?
Anything else on this?
No, there's nothing else. Really, it's Tuesday, right? Really, we don't start collecting weeks
We just went
Friday.
We went to Taco Tuesday.
Is there anything else you want to vent about in life?
Oh God, I don't know. You know, I just want peace and love in the world. I wish for happiness and to make art.
We just got back from the wishing tree.
At the Dolly Museum.
At the Dolly Museum. There'll be some cut-in footage of the wishing tree.
So yeah, I gotta see this video podcast. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. And I'll show it to you on your phone.
So is that it? Is that really it?
Yeah.
We're done?
So that's another episode of Podcast 17 in the can.
Wait, can we call it podcast? What episode are we on right now?
Oh shit, like 179? 17, hold on.
So this should be 178.5.
For the record,
yeah, we're on 179.
well after the podcast started, my half episode was at like 48.
Yeah, I know.
So you've gone 100 and
I know, we've got a lot of episodes. And if you remember, before all that, before we started just doing things logically and numbering things, we had the transmission numbers.
Which was ridiculous. Like, I don't know how you in the middle of everything.
It made it made sense. It did make sense, because it was the number of hours between episodes.
We should do a best of.
But it was just stupid. Looking back on it, it was just stupid.
We should do a best of podcast 17. Like, go through all the years and like.
That'd be so much work.
No, it wouldn't, because you just have.
Emanuel has just volunteered to go through hours and hours of footage.
Listen, listeners, I submit to you to do your part for the greater podcast 17 good. Pick your favorite moments from our illustrious history. The further back you go, the better. I want to hear the most embarrassing stuff William has ever said.
That's true.
Because we have the
That'd be
fortunate opportunity of going back before Left 4 Dead was released, Portal 2.
Mm-hmm.
We can go, it's like an internet time machine. We can go back and see what we thought about things before they came out and realize how right or wrong we were. You know, it could be pretty interesting.
Oh, somebody should do that. Like a looking back at the facts.
Right.
Because we said a whole bunch of stupid shit about Left 4 Dead before it was
really
released.
good. Yeah, we're like, this is gonna suck. This is gonna blow.
Or like our ideas of what it's gonna be, or like something
Right.
like that.
Well, I would love to hear like, I think this month's gonna be so great, and then
yeah, and then later on we're like, oh my god, this is such
it's ridiculous.
a pile of shit.
It would be really cool also to hear the highlights. Like, I have a few golden moments from the podcast. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like there would be a good opportunity to go back and show sort of.
That should really be a listener service.
Well,
We shouldn't have to do that.
The listeners should go back and tell us, submit to us, hey, minutes so and so through so and so of episode blah.
Yeah, we can compile it. Just
Right.
tell us the minutes, and we'll do it.
That'd be great. And Nick's getting, his job's getting a little too easy. Right? You gotta prod him a little bit every once in a while, or else he gets too, comfortable and he just, he gets lazy. So.
You Americans like your flags.
Where?
There are too many flags in America.
I can only count 3 flags right now.
3.
You can only count 3
Listen,
from this vantage
There's
point.
a flag.
I think there's only one flag in Canada, and that's at like Parliament.
There's a flag at the. There's a flag right by my house at a car depot. What is it called? Car sales place. What do you call that?
Dealership.
A car dealership that is 600 pounds.
Yeah, the
It is
flag.
so big.
The flag is,
It
or
is
the pole.
the 600-pound flag. It's like this thick, but it's so big. Like
There's the flag. can't really.
There's another. Yeah, there is another flag there. I wasn't even talking about that one.
1, 2, 3 over there.
The one over
Every
here on the
bank will
left,
have
I don't
one,
see
yeah.
it.
There's another one over at Chick-fil-A.
Well,
Is
yeah,
it?
you would be proud.
Oh yeah, there's a flag.
I mean, obviously, if I lived in Canada, there'd be one Canadian flag. Like, yeah, I'm from Canada. Oh, that's right. I'm from Canada. Well, let's go shoot guns. And oh, never mind.
So we went to where did we go again? For dinner or for lunch?
Tijuana Flats.
Yeah, Tijuana Flats. And so Emanuel told the chick that we're from Canada, and she's like, "Oh, your accent is so clean," or something like that. She said, "You don't have an accent."
She says, "Oh, can you speak Canadian?" That's what she said. I said, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Just to be
And then
fair.
she laughed, and that was enough. And then she went away. Thank goodness.
Just to reiterate, apparently in Canada you guys don't have a sense of humor, but in America it's called a joke. We were telling a joke, a little jokesy.
No, I don't know. She
Ah.
there's an accident here.
Flag.
There's an accident here.
Poor guy.
Hey.
Got
Car
pissed
accident.
off.
There it is. Bye bye. That motorcyclist ran into that car.
Well, so yeah,
Anyway.
like yeah. So if you're from Canada, get a sense of humor. Flag.
Flag.
And, so yeah, this is good. But you know what? I always thought that one of the main hindrances. Oh, there's two actually right there.
Yep.
Yep.
1, 2.
Like one wasn't enough for that little
No.
plaza.
One wasn't enough.
Two.
Here's the other.
One of my main hindrances of the whole podcast, I feel, is the whole via internet thing, right? So it's hard to like have a good conversation when you're.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it's good. Like I can see.
It's too bad we're not friends in real life.
Right, I can see William's stupid in person in 3D.
It's too bad that in real life we actually hate you.
We just made all the listeners throw up.
Yeah.
I think they already have. We've been doing this in the car while I've been moving around in the back seat.
How many listeners do we have right now?
I'm not willing to divulge that publicly.
Currently, I am one listener listening to this podcast.
You can always see he's trying to get me to bed.
I know what the download figures are.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
sort of.
So anyway, okay, so that's another episode in the can. And
But what's in the can? Is that your new sign off? Like,
I've always said
What?
that. What are you
That's-
talking about?
whoa, I've known you for
Since the
years.
beginning of the
You've never
time.
said in
This
the
is
can.
you make me so mad.
You've never said ended the show with that's in the can.
What the fuck?
You've never ever.
That's another
said-
episode of Podcast 17 in the can. Tune in next week. Then
No,
he
no,
always
heard
says
that.
that.
That's another one wrapped up, or hey, that's another
What?
episode.
No!
Podcast 17.
You
Yeah,
go do your own research, okay? You
I've
figure
said
it out.
that since the very beginning.
I've got an episode of Podcast 17 on here, on this iPod right now.
I've said it since the very beginning.
We will
Yeah.
pull this
Every
whole-
episode, I've never missed it. In fact, I even toyed originally with on the new season, on season 3. I asked.
You asked me.
I asked you, and I asked a couple
Look,
other people too. If I should
look on
change
this, right by the P's. Look for Podcast.
Oh my god,
17.
I don't even know how to use this stupid Apple product.
Look it up. I bet there should be one
Under
or
the-
two episodes of
There's
Podcast.
this foreign Apple product in William's hand.
Like,
Oh.
just pull that up. You see it?
There's no podcast 17 on here,
There is
you
not?
liar.
Well, I must have formatted it then.
Oh wait, this isn't really. Oh wait, what? This isn't really in alphabetical order.
Well, yes, it is. It's just they.
If you see any cops, you let me know, because I'm
Why
just
is
crawling
Sean
around back
Paul?
here.
Oh.
What? It's a music.
No, because like Sean Paul was up in the P's.
Well, yeah,
maybe it's
because
organized
Peter
by-
Paul.
I love Sean Paul.
That's weird.
Good
Why
job.
don't you just organize this properly?
Wait, I can play music for us to see us out.
No. So I don't know if there's any podcast 17 on here, but I do say it. You're an idiot.
Do some research.
Wait, all right. Well, let me. Before you sign off, I have a.
Since the-
We've signed off twice already.
Since the
Well,
beginning of time,
Wait.
I am his in-room witness.
Hold on. Your seats. All right, wait.
Also, I would like to survive this green screen.
All right, so we've got our last episode. I mean, our this is the end of the episode, right? So
you find one?
William, sign us off.
What?
Wait,
What are you
no,
doing?
yeah. All right, William, sign us off.
What are you doing?
Just sign us off.
Okay, that's another episode of Podcast 17 in the can. We'll see you guys on Saturday, I guess.
Yeah. That's good, isn't it? You remember that?
We don't use this song anymore
I know.
because we got threatened to be sued.
Wait, you really did?
Yeah, you asked them, and then they were like, no, don't use our music anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't have some. Someone else did.
Oh, anyway. So yeah, we'll see you guys. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Adios next time.